Hello YouTube, it is Matthew here from Dirtman Xbox, and this is just going to be a little Battlefield 4 gameplay commentary for you all. I haven't made one of these in ages, and the last one I made I promised that I was going to be making a lot more of these, but I just haven't had the time with school and stuff, because making like gameplay commentary, sorry, making those type of videos takes a lot longer and a lot more effort than Let's Plays. There's more editing involved. It's hard to get a good gameplay and stuff like that, and I just haven't had the time with school. Let's Plays are just so much easier to manage when I have school and study and all that stuff going on. But anyway, the point of this commentary is that I was playing this match, right? I'm engineering on I forget the name of the map, but anyway, I was just playing, you know, having fun, thinking I was doing really well. And when I got to the scoreboard, I was doing really well. I was middle of my team, but I was top of my squad. But I only had 4 kills, and that kind of got me thinking about how, you know, if this was Call of Duty and I went 4 for 7, I'd be disappointed. I'd be thinking I was doing really bad. I'd be frustrated because I would be doing bad in Call of Duty. But so it got me thinking about how in Battlefield 4 the KD ratio really doesn't matter as long as you're playing the objective and having fun and doing stuff that will help your team. And I just think that's really great. I think it's a lot more inclusive. You know, a lot of people say that Call of Duty is more beginner friendly, more inclusive because you can just pick it up and play it. But it's really not, because, you know, it takes a while to get really good at Call of Duty. And it takes a while to get good enough that you're going positive KD. KD is really important in Call of Duty, and your teammates will be shouting at you and giving out and stuff like that, and you know, it's not a nice place to be when you're playing bad in Call of Duty, and you feel it yourself. I mean, the bottom line in Call of Duty is even if it's a objective based game in Call of Duty, the bottom line pretty much is if you are getting killed more than you're killing, then you're not helping your team and you're doing badly in that game. Whereas in Battlefield, it's you know, there's much more of a grey area. I went 4 for 7, but I think I helped my team a lot, and as you can see, you know, I had the most points in my squad, even though the other 2 guys had more kills than me, because I think I take out 2 vehicles in the game. What else? You know, capturing objectives, providing places for my squad to spawn in on me and stuff like that. I mean, in Battlefield, as long as you're playing as a team player, people don't really mind. They're actually going to think you're doing quite well. I know that when I get put in a squad with someone who's just going after kills and who isn't playing the objective, I get very frustrated in Battlefield. But if I'm playing with someone who's, you know, negative KD, but he's taking out vehicles, he's defibbing people, he's reviving people, he's taking objectives, he's doing stuff like that, then I'm not going to be angry at that guy. I'm going to think he's playing the game properly, and I think that is what, you know, DICE were really aiming for with Battlefield, to have it a more realistic view of an actual battlefield, I guess, because, you know, do you think real soldiers go around looking for kills all the time? No, they're sent in with a mission to do, an objective to complete, and they do that objective, and well, I don't know, I'm not a soldier myself, but I presume it would usually be trying to hold down a position or something like that. I very rarely think soldiers are sent in just like, alright, yeah, clear out this town, kill all the bad guys. I mean, that would obviously be a secondary part of their objective, but to do that they would have to, you know, hold a position or destroy artillery or something like that. You know, that could be like Rush, where you have to plant the bombs and stuff like that. So I think that that's really what DICE were aiming for with Battlefield, and in Battlefield 3 as well it was the same. And I just think that's so much better than the Call of Duty model of, you know, you're in a very small enclosed space with a lot of corners, no one sticks together, there's no squads, everyone runs around the map on their own trying to look for people to kill. I mean, it's just not realistic. And I kind of Scanner Barkley, I don't know if you know him, I'll put a link to his channel in the description. He had a video ages ago, I think during the summer, about, you know, how no game can be realistic. Battlefield isn't realistic. It's more authentic than Call of Duty, but no game's realistic, and because obviously, you know, you can't respawn and all that, and I'm not going to sit here and start saying, oh, Battlefield 4 is so much more realistic than Call of Duty. you know, it represents what real soldiers would do and all that. It does in a sense, but it's not more realistic, you know. They're both games at the end of the day, and you shouldn't get too worked up over which one is more realistic. You should care about which one you're having fun in. And in Call of Duty, if you're getting a negative KD, chances are you're not having fun, you're frustrated, you're not getting kill streaks, you're not enjoying yourself. Whereas in Battlefield, if you're playing the objective, if you're taking out vehicles, if you're in a squad, if you're talking to your squad mates, helping them out, you're going to have a lot more fun, even if you don't get as much kills as you would in a Call of Duty game. And you're just going to enjoy yourself more, and that has been my experience with Battlefield ever since I switched over to it. There is a bit more of a steep learning curve involved, because you do have to learn how to play different classes and stuff like that, but you know, it's worth it in the end. It's way more rewarding to do well in Battlefield, even if you're not getting a lot of kills or a high KD. Because, I mean, yeah, you have to learn the classes at the start, which is difficult. Can be a steep learning curve. When I first picked up Battlefield 3, couldn't snipe for shit. You know, I didn't. It took me a while to get used to having to adjust for drop and stuff like that. Engineering as well can take a bit of getting used to, especially the RPG. I mean, in Battlefield 4 they tried to make it a bit more friendly with the first rocket launcher you get actually locking onto vehicles, but in Battlefield 3 it was a lot less forgiving, and you had the RPG, and I think I'm running the RPG in this game, and you know, you have to adjust for drop and you have to lead your targets and stuff like that. But the RPG is actually, once you get used to that, it's way more fun than the auto lock on. You feel more accomplished when you take out a vehicle from really far away and you've adjusted the drop perfectly. I think I do it in this game at some stage. You've adjusted the drop perfectly, you know, it's really far away, or you know, you can take out helicopters with RPGs freehand sometimes if you're skilled enough. Just have to be able to lead them properly and stuff like that, and that feels way more good. Great English there, Matthew. That feels way better when you can do that to take out a vehicle instead of just auto locking on. So there is a bit of a learning curve to Battlefield, but at the end of the day, it's way more rewarding once you get even semi-decent at it. You know, you don't have to be getting loads of kills, you don't have to be worrying about your KD, you just have to play the objective, you just have to have fun, help your team, and people are going to respect you for that and think you're a better player than if you went around looking for kills all the time. I mean, you can get a lot of kills when you play the objectives, because you know, you might be fighting for B, you might be fighting for the B spot in Conquest, and that can usually have a big battle on at it because it's in the middle of the field. But the point is, you're playing the objective. If you're just running around constantly flanking people but not actually trying to take their objectives, just flanking them and running off, not even trying to take it, you know, whatever objective you're flanking, and not trying to have your squad mates spawn in on you so you can take that objective and stuff, then people aren't going to respect you as much in Battlefield. Battlefielders really like to see people play the objective, and yeah, just don't be that dick you're under and trying to get kills by constantly flanking and coming in from weird angles but never taking objectives or taking out vehicles and stuff like that. No one really likes that. So yeah, this has been my first Battlefield 4 commentary of 2014, and my New Year's resolution is to make more. I'm going to make good on this promise this time. I'm going to try to do 2 a week. I think that's a realistic target. 2 Battlefield 4 commentaries a week, or just 2 like shooter gameplay commentaries a week. It mightn't necessarily be Battlefield. But anyway guys, thanks very much for watching. Enjoy the rest of the gameplay, and yeah, have a good day.